I would say slow down a little bit, introspect, listen to your voice, and find out those little actionable steps that could be applied to say, okay, this is the area that needs attention. I'll do that. It may mean a few others be compromised. We don't have a choice. And let's not live in the world of guilt, please.
You know, a very interesting line in the book that you have written, where you said, just as a car balances on four wheels, we must balance the four crucial areas of our life: our personal life, our relationships, our work life, and our social contribution. And you know, Gaur Gopal Das ji, before of course I became a storyteller, I was a businessman, and one of the businesses that I ran was an automobile business. And any automobile guy will tell you that two crucial service areas for any automobile is wheel balancing and wheel alignment. And balancing, of course, ensures that the weight of the car is distributed equally across all the four wheels. Yeah. But then alignment ensures that the direction of the wheels is perfect. And I was really zapped when I read that line in your book, because I said, okay, this is lovely. It's a wonderful construct. But how does one do that? I mean, practically speaking, correct, how do we do wheel balancing and alignment in our own lives?
Absolutely. I think what's happening is, in the world today, we lead a very fast-paced life. And when you lead a very fast-paced life, simply catering to the daily demands, requirements, and daily priorities, it becomes very difficult to even figure out if life needs a balance.
Exactly.
You know? I remember that poem by, who was it? W.H. Davis, I think. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare, no time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cows. We have this disease called the no time disease. Yeah. So busy, and add social media to it.
Absolutely.
We already have so much, and then you add social media. There's no time. Right? If you don't have time to spend with your family, where are you going to have time to spend with your own self?
Absolutely.
And if we don't have time to spend with our own self, where is the question of looking at what needs attention?
Okay.
You know, so I feel step one is slow down. Not in terms of achieving, not in terms of work,
okay,
but in terms of life. I think there's a need to slow down a little bit, because we are not human doings, we are human beings.
Right.
Doing is a very important aspect of our life, but being is equally or more important to empower our doing.
Of course.
If we don't enter into the space of being, our doing is a mad rush.
Absolutely.
We need to feel empowered to deal with that rush. So we're not just human doings, we're human beings. And when we learn to slow down, we enter into the space of being. And in that space of being, in that space of silence, we are able to listen to our own voice. The problem is the noise outside is just drowning us. The noise of immediate emergencies, the noise of taxes to pay, the noise of competition around, the noise of public opinion, the noise of social media.
Sure.
It's just drowning us, and we're just not able to be in sync with our own voice. So when we slow down a little bit and enter into that space of being, in that space of silence, just to be able to spend some time with our own selves, we are able to slowly tune into our own voice, listen to our own voice. So if it's slowing down brings us to the next step, which is introspection. It is in that space of being that we introspect. What is it that needs attention? If I need to balance these wheels, if I need to align these wheels, what is it that needs attention? You know, often they just go unrecognized. Sometimes people are burning the candle at both ends. Just
more often than not.
More often than not. You know, they don't even know that they themselves need attention. In trying to cater to the needs of the family and cater to work, goodness, we're just neglecting our own selves. Self-care has gone back, you know, gone way back. And how can you pour out of an empty jug? How does one pour out of an empty jug? To be able to pour out, your jug has to be full. If you have to put the oxygen mask on somebody else, you have to have your own mask in place first. So in that introspection, we start to find out what is it that needs attention. Is it me? Is it my family? Is it my work? And balance is a very dynamic principle. It's not like frozen, it's not a frozen concept.
Yeah, you're going to continuously rebalance.
Continuously rebalance every single day of your life, sometimes during the same day. What needs more attention is so dynamic. When somebody does this tightrope walk, you walk on a tightrope and you have the stick that you use to balance. If the balance, you're kind of tending to one side falling apart, you move the stick to the other side, right? Now, can you ever say that at 2.5 meters to 2.5643 meters from the beginning of the row, this is the angle at which you need to hold the stick so that you're balanced?
That's right.
It's such a dynamic process. Every moment things are different, right? So I feel the third step is introspection. Rather the second step, slow down, get into that space of being, introspect to see what is it that needs attention, because now you're hearing your own voice when you're entering to the space of silence. And then I feel post that, once you're aware of what needs attention, is then those micro steps to act on them. Right, like I think it's a Japanese proverb, if I'm not wrong. It says, "Vision without action is a daydream, and action without vision is a nightmare." So what's the point in just saying I need to do this, but I don't do it? I remember my father left in 2009. So my mother's single, my sister's married, she has her own family, and good Lord, she needed that time. She needed that attention. It was my family that needed the most attention at that point in time. I had to cancel my events, to cancel my engagements, because she's single now. She needs to first find her own comfort and space. And I know that I did it, and I'm grateful I did it, because I did get into the space of being and find that inner voice telling me, hey, wait, this needs that attention. So I would say slow down a little bit, introspect, listen to your voice, and find out those little actionable steps that could be applied to say, okay, this is the area that needs attention. I'll do that. It may mean few others be compromised. We don't have a choice. And let's not live in the world of guilt, please. The world is living in a world of, people are living in a world of guilt constantly. I'm doing this, but I'm not able to do this. I read a beautiful Hindi quote that day. बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे पढ़ के. It said, कुछ लोग अपने सपनों के लिए अपनों से दूर रहते हैं, और कुछ लोग अपनों के लिए सपनों से दूर रहते हैं.
Wow, how beautiful.
Isn't it? And then there's always this guilt. मैं सपनों के लिए अपनों से दूर रहा तो अपनों के साथ नहीं रह पा रहा, और अपनों के लिए सपनों से दूर रह रहा हूं तो सपना पूरा नहीं हो पा रहा. अरे भैया, एक्सेप्ट करके कि ये मेरी अभी करंट लाइफ है. Let's move out of that guilt. Where's happiness if there's all guilt that's killing us all the time?